Good morning, grade fives. I hope you are all doing well and that you're awake and ready for the day. So, today's Wednesday, we're in the middle of the week. We almost at Friday. Don't worry, we're getting there. So, yes, I hope you're excited for today's lesson and let's get started. So, today's lesson will be on memory, right? How to train your brain. So, did you know that you can train your brain to remember almost anything, right? So, our brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So, that's why it's important to always learn new things, always try to learn about different things that's happening in the world because the more you use your brain, the stronger it gets, right? So our brain is a very powerful tool, right? It helps us remember things and we learn new things all the time, every day. Even when you don't think that you're learning something, you actually are, right? So I would like you to all go to page 57 in your English textbook, right? So I took the picture from the textbook. It's a picture of a brain. So in our brain we have two hemispheres, right? The brain is made up of two hemispheres. So we have the right side of our brain and we have the left side of our brain, right? So our right side of our brain is usually the one that's more creative, right? So this side of the brain has to do with music, with colors, your imagination and daydreaming, right? So all the fun creative things happen on the right side of your brain. Then on the left side, which is a more logical side of the brain, it has to do with words, with logic, with numbers and lists, right? So the more realistic things are on the left side of our brain. So I want you to think for a second. If you had to look at yourself, which side of your brain do you think is stronger for you? So are you more right brained or left brained? So think about all the activities you like to do and the things you think about. Which side are you stronger in, right? For me, I am more of a right side brain, right? So I'm very creative and I love music and art and colors and designing things, right? So I think that my right side of my brain is stronger. Also in the picture, there's a girl and she's pointing her fingers to her face. So it's telling us that she's thinking something, right? And in the bubble across her head is a light bulb. So usually light bulb images is a very common image, right? They use it to indicate a sudden idea. So sometimes when you would watch movies or any shows on TV, sometimes a character would go, aha, and they be like a light bulb over the head. So people use it a lot to indicate that someone's having an idea out of nowhere, right? A sudden idea. Then, um, often these thoughts or ideas, they usually come when we're doing something or searching for something that is not even related to the idea that we come up with, right? So it comes out of blue, out of nowhere. Okay, let's carry on. So, like I asked you, what side of your brain is stronger? So, if you were to look at yourself, which side of your brain do you think is stronger? So, again, you're on the right side. In the picture, there's some music notes, some paintbrush, and then on the left hand side, we have a calculator, a compass. So, it's the logical side is on the left, and the more creative side is on the right. Okay, so memory. We know that we need to always practice um, having a better memory, right? So when we do this, we use something called memory aids, right? So here are two memory aids that you can use, or maybe that you're already using when you're studying or you want to remember something, right? So the first one is rhymes. So rhymes are a very good memory aid because it uses the part of the brain that responds to rhythm and music, the part that remembers song lyrics with ease. So we know that this side is on the right side because we're using music and rhythm, right? So I'm not sure if any of you used this before, maybe studying for a test you would create a small short song to remember the words or definitions of a topic that you're studying for, right? So it makes it fun and it makes it easy to remember instead of doing it parrot style in your head the whole time. You actually have a fun tune that you can sing your work to, right? And then another example of a memory aid is memory pictures. So many people are visual learners. A visual learner means somebody that learns using visuals like pictures and images and photos, right? They use that to remember stuff. So visual learners, and they find it easier to commit something to memory if there is a picture associated with it. So I'm not sure if you remember, but when you were younger and you were learning your ABCs, um, I'm sure most of you had the chart where it said A for apple, B for banana, C for cat, right? So that's called memory pictures. You are associating the letter or word with a picture. So that's how you remember it, right? Um, so whenever you hear duh, duh, you will think of dog. And that's how you remember. You have a picture of a dog there, and then the letter or the word, and that's how you remember it. Because you associate the word with a picture, right? So that's just two memory aids that I've written down. There is so many, and I'm sure that many of you use different kinds of methods to remember things when you're studying for a test or trying to remember something, right? Okay. So for today's homework, we're not going to do an activity on memory, but rather we're going to go back to our lesson that we did on Monday. You can go to, let me just find it, on page 60 to 61. We did read the instructions of juggling, right? But we didn't answer the questions. So on page 62, the after you read questions, I would like you to complete that in your workbook. So you need to write the heading, the date, the page number, and draw a line. Then please complete the activity. Do questions 2 to 4 on page 62, and this must be completed in your English workbook, right? So remember, no activity on memory today, but we're going to do the activity on juggling that we did in Monday's lesson. So the after you read questions, you do it from question 2 to 4. Okay, and that's it for today. We have a nice short lesson. Enjoy your homework, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.